Go. Hold on, let me. Alright. Alright. I do hear the stream. That's good. Hey, what's up, Evo? Yeah, how do. I have no clue how to use Twitch at all, but it's fine.
What are you trying to do?
Mod. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. God, motherfucker. Oop. I don't care about you, Nightbot. Yo, what? you can tell this is my first time using Twitch in like a hot second. So. Oh wait, hold on. I'm a dumbass. I have no clue if that. You know what? There you go. Alright, cool. You're good now, Evo. And then if anybody else wants to jump into chat. Alright. Okay. I think. Oh, nope, not that. There you go. I think. Oh, yeah. Let me make sure this is. That is running. Okay, cool. So in about 5 minutes, you guys should see that, possibly. Alright, so. Welcome. Actually, let me put out the announcement as well. Evo, if you want to send me the link to the podcast in DM so that I can just copy paste it, that would be amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, yeah, copy link.
I didn't know they were doing a manager position.
Oh yeah, that's new. Also, yeah, for those of you guys listening, we are currently looking for a new manager. If you guys know anything about social media, basically we are looking for a new social media manager to help manage our YouTube. Then once we get one, a Twitter as well. Let's just turn that off for right now, just so that we can get to this. Whomst ping me? Oh yeah, actually, we can add. Where the fuck did I do that? I have no clue where I put that channel. Also, Discord's currently breaking. Anyways, not in there. Hey, what's up, Scion? Let's do podcast chat. Cool. There you guys go. What's up, Sci?
All right. Any news you want to talk about, Zook? Anything crazy happened to you at all, or nah?
Hold on.
Or anything anybody in the chat want to talk about?
Yeah. Alright. So I guess one big thing here, um, I guess that we could talk about first. Alright, so I know we talked about this on the other night. What are I don't know if you were here for it, Space, but what are your thoughts on the EPA and what they're trying to do to the car community and
Um,
everything in general right now?
is there any new news that's been coming out over the past week?
Let me see actually.
Because so far I really haven't heard anything, but
Yeah.
in
Uh,
general, I guess I share the same sentiment everybody else does. Is that I really don't agree with it because I have one of my own, and I
mm,
don't want to. I would not like to make my shit turbo brick any slower than it already is.
Yes. Ooh, talk about the polar vortex that basically canceled everyone. We can also talk about that as well today. Yes.
The what?
The polar vortex that basically fucked everyone up.
Hold up.
That was when was that? Was that uh? You think the EPA has their heads up their asses? Yes, I do agree. Cause kind of like we touched on last night as well. Is that really? Is that it's not only gonna destroy the car industry, but it's also going to, affect everybody's lives. And for example, just if you think about all of those businesses that are involved in the car community as well, it's like those big things. It's like, all right, let's take a big company here, for example. Let's say it's like Texas Speed. You know, it's like how many employees does Texas Speed have? Probably like what a few hundred. Well, like probably what like a few thousands, something
Not
like
even.
that.
Probably a
No,
couple hundred.
yeah, but it's like all of those people would boom be with no jobs then. You know?
And Texas Speed is a fairly large advertiser too to
Hmm.
other like racing and stuff, whether it be NHRA,
Oh
uh,
shit.
drag
Yeah.
racing, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. It's 54 employees is Texas Speed. So.
But
Yeah, I
you
mean,
got
like, just imagine, like, like, just from that one company, if it gets shut down, 54 people that are supporting their own families are now just not there anymore. They don't have a job.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Texas Speed isn't the only one. There's thousands of them in the
Oh,
U.S.
yes.
Thousands of different companies, tuning shops. It even goes up to even
Yeah.
people just doing even just like random shops just doing modifications.
Hmm.
That's like a significant amount of their
Yeah.
income just going away.
I mean, Evo, you do have a point on like how okay, 54 people. I know that may seem like nothing to the EPA, but like to us, if the EPA shuts them down, then what can they do to other people as well? It's like, for example, okay, let's take let's take a YouTuber for example, Ad- Adam OZ. I think a bunch of us know he just bought a massive ass 30-acre compound, right? Because without his cause, he wouldn't be where he is today. Evan Shanks, he wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for cause, right? So, in my opinion, they're not only taking away our cars and stuff, but they're taking away what keeps people alive and what has income coming to it for thousands of hundreds of thousands of people every single day. So Lane in space. I don't know if you guys have thoughts on that, but
Are we talking about the
EPA,
yeah, fuck the EPA. That's my thoughts.
yeah, space,
Fuck them.
yeah, fuck 'em.
That's you know, I'm not gonna get like super political with it because I know I'm not in the perfect mental state right now. But basically, that's what happens when you put a left-leaning person in office is they surround themselves with heads of state, including the Department of the EPA,
Hmm.
um, that also lean left. And if that, you know, when you look at like the Clean Air Act and global warming, yes, it's good to prevent those things, but how far do you take it? Well, unfortunately, we live in a time where people believe you should take it too far, including essentially killing off the entire motorsport or motorsports as a whole.
Hmm.
So, that's how I feel about it.
But yeah, but yeah, it's like people in the in the they Discord, is like, for example, we got Corsa, and then we also have YouTubers like Nextshift, ProBoys, Zorby, Gavin. It's it's like all of those people as well would then be out of their jobs, their everyday jobs. You know, yeah. Racing is an escape from reality, a coping mechanism, and the EPA doesn't understand that. Yes. Um, let's see. But yeah, so what else is going on in the car world recently that anyone can think of? Because we didn't really print out any like topics or anything for this, so kind of just going on a whim of everything. Oh, that's right. Okay. Um, Rado just made a good point. The Freedom 500 and Cletus cars. Um, so how many of you here have watched that Space Lane? You guys are now.
I have not been able to watch it today or
Uh,
at all. Actually, it's been unfortunate.
Lane.
I have not watched it.
So um, as far as I know, the winner of the Freedom 500 was what's his name? That's currently building mullet for Cletus. What's I can't think of his name right right now. And yes, right on. I know. Yes. Yes. Kevin. Yeah. Kevin from KSL. Um. But yeah. So he won that. I mean, as far as I know, it was a pretty good weight, a good race. A good race from basically what I saw. Um. I do hope for next time they do fix out on the production issues they had once again. But again, it's only their fourth time doing doing this.
Mhm.
But I mean, I will say for only the fourth time of them doing this, it's pretty impressive on what they're doing now.
Yeah, and they've been able to actually have a pretty sizable amount of people go into the stands as well
Yeah.
and watch these races and other events that they're going to do in the future. And it's going to all end up being in person.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get rid of this freaking coronavirus bullcrap.
Yeah.
You know
No.
what
Done.
else this applies to?
What?
Sports. You know what
Oh,
just started?
baseball.
Baseball. Let's talk
Oh,
about
Oh,
some baseball.
man.
let's not. You're just going to blow your head up again, man, Mister. Oh, I like the Cardinals.
Nah, I want to talk about the MLB as a whole.
Okay.
All right,
I
all right,
just
all
So,
I
right.
just want to say I'm highly disappointed in the Yankees. Um, I'm disappointed in them for losing their opening game.
who did they play opening day?
Oh, who did the? I want to say the Cubs.
They did not play the Cubs, I can assure you. I
Wait,
think they
no. Oh no,
played
sorry,
Pittsburgh.
Blue Jays. Oh wait, no. Wait, hold up. Where are the? Okay, hold up. I
It's
gotta get
perfectly good
standings.
schedule on Google.
That's what I'm fucking looking at. Hold on, because I got confused.
Yes, thank you, Gerard.
Spring
They were the Blue
training.
Jays.
Yes, they lost.
What do you
Yes.
mean spring training, bro?
Yes. So on opening day, they lost to the Blue Jays 3-2, and then they won against the Blue Jays 5-3.
So with like COVID restrictions and stuff, I don't know how it is for every stadium. I think for a lot of them it's like 25% capacity, give or take. Um, and ticket prices haven't really seemed to fluctuate a
No.
whole lot, but um, I
Do
don't
you
know.
think these like live and in-person events where you can actually go and sit in the stadium, do you think that number is actually going to get higher than what it was pre-COVID for a little while, or do you think it's
Oh,
just going to kind of gradually increase until it gets back
It's
to where
gonna
it was?
gradually increase because some people are more scared than others.
yeah.
you have some who are already like take the mask off, who cares, and you have others who are, on the opposite end. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think most people are starting to kind of meet in the middle, but you still
Mm,
got, like, for example, the older generation that's like, that's so, like, again, you look at like baseball, that's where a lot of your season ticket sales is probably going to come from, is older, the older generations, just because
Yeah.
money and such. So you're getting a lot of normal tickets, whereas like season tickets probably
mm.
aren't being sold in near as much bulk.
Also, Black Goat, I do agree with that. He said on that, he thinks people are just really starting to realize, like, how dumb ba ba basically on this whole lockdown is, you know? Because even though yes, it helps, but like if like everyone doesn't follow it, then overall it's not really going to help that much, right? Because that's just that's just the truth. Because it's like, let's take Florida and the Northeast for example, and let's like Connecticut. Back for quote unquote lockdown, Connecticut was locked down for months on ends, while
But
Florida
yeah,
was just the 2 weeks, and then we're like, whatever. So it's like if everyone doesn't do it, it doesn't really matter.
well, I don't think it matters anyway. I mean,
Yeah,
y- you have some interstate travel, but for the most part, you can confine it to, each state and look at the restrictions they placed, and you're gonna see that in most cases, like, yeah, like you said, Gerard, it really doesn't fucking
yeah,
help. It doesn't do anything. Um, Really, the best thing you can do is just when you are in a social gathering, throw a mask on,
yeah,
that sort of thing. But I mean, yeah. So
yeah.
it only goes so far with the restrictions, and
Yeah,
you've essentially not killed the economy, but I mean, you've really hurt not just a lot of small business, obviously small businesses, but like sports, like NFL, fucking, well, maybe not so much the NFL, but like MLB last season, they had no fans, and like
hmm,
even big businesses besides Amazon, but
yeah,
who gives a fuck? Most small and big businesses are hurting a lot as a result, and
yeah,
it's, the restrictions, some of them may help, but for the most part,
yeah,
we're the biggest thing I would say is, look, we're over a year into this now, and it hasn't helped. I mean, cases are still, I mean, they're pretty steady as they are,
yeah,
but people are lifting mandates and such. People know by now what you should and shouldn't do. They've got it figured out.
yeah,
So open it back up. This is what I say. Open it back up. Let people make the decision for themselves. It's been a fucking year.
yeah.
Like, it's
Also,
time to get a little bit back to normal life.
I would like to point out on my stat on the Rocket set on Twitch that it's only a 1.6% death rate. So,
What's the death rate?
1.6%.
Yeah, I mean, it's really comparable to like
Yeah.
pneumonia or the flu or strep. I mean, it's
I mean, and then again, it's like with us younger people, I mean, it still hits us, yes, but it doesn't hit us as hard as, let's say, the older population as well, you know?
no, and the thing with that is, like, I know I can't speak for all young people, and I
Hmm.
would never want to do that, but take it from somebody who literally had it. Um, it's I would have personally rather had that than the common cold, and I've told multiple people that, and I'll maintain that to this day. Really, you're a little bit fatigued and maybe a slight cough. That's about it.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean, I would maintain that, and that goes back to, like, if you don't feel comfortable, don't go out. Um, so older people should probably stay inside, but don't let that ruin it for younger people who aren't going to be severely affected by it.
Right.
Just know not to be a dumbass.
Yeah, and it's like, for example, again, Black Goat, he had COVID and the flu, and he would rather have COVID. And like, 11Z Howard said, that basically older people are basically are basically getting it worse just because of their immune system is so much weaker than ours as well. That's another big factor is immune systems, and that's why it hits every person differently. Is if your immune system is stronger or weaker, and
Right, and that's the problem with viruses too, is like, it mutates and shit, so that's
yeah,
always
Yeah.
something to keep in mind.
Yeah. To weigh in on the whole coronavirus thing, like I got it. Yeah, I felt like shit for like 2 weeks. Big whoop. But one of my buddies, he literally enlisted into the army and then got kicked out swiftly 3 weeks later because he got COVID and his lung, well, not lung capacity, but the efficiency of his lungs got reduced, and they just kicked him out because of it.
mm,
Like, I knew the guy 3 weeks. Like, come on.
yeah. Yeah, it's like also like for example, like for example, like Rocket said, people just need to have common sense. Like that's really the biggest thing is just have common sense throughout this whole thing.
And the other problem with it too is the stigma that's associated with it.
Mm,
Like people really like to assume like, oh, you got COVID, you must not have been being careful, or you must not have been wearing your mask. Like it's so terrible to do that to people. It's not like anybody was trying to get it, and you have to keep in mind that these people are still trying to live their fucking life at the end
yeah,
of the day. I mean, it only goes so far. And again, we're a year into it at this point. Like, if you get it, th- you know, there's only so much you can do to prevent it at this point. Like
right.
people are going to start returning back to their normal life. And I know it affects everyone differently. Like you said, immune system is
Yeah,
huge. But it reaches a point. I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, but like uh, people who just kind of do that and just shame other people for getting the virus, like it's not all their fault. Like a lot of the face coverings that we're quote unquote mandated to wear only protect like a small portion of the actual virus particles because they don't actually have a mask in them or
Yep.
like an actual filter in it to filter out the small particles. And even so, that the what is it? The N95 masks are only 95% efficient,
Hmm.
so that still leaves 5%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that, Gerard. They want us to wear two masks, is kind of what they're saying now. And it's like, we've been wearing a fucking mask for the whole year, and you want to tell me now wear two masks?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'll go back to normal life sooner than I start wearing two masks.
Yeah, no. I mean, like for me, it's like at work, it's already hot with one mask, and it's like for me, it's like at work we have the mask, and then we also have plexiglass as well, in front of us at the registers. So it's like I don't feel like I need to have two masks on at once when I'm up there because we already have, basically two quote unquote lines of defense. If you even want to call them that.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean,
I don't know.
the thing is, as long as you're still like, what people don't keep in mind is if you're not suffocating, then there's still a chance you can get the fucking virus. We could say
Yes.
three masks, four masks, but until you've reached the point of suffocation and you just can't breathe, you're still breathing in some form of particles from the outside.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say put 69 fucking masks on, and at the end of the day, if you can still breathe, then there's still always that chance that that's just how it works. You're still
Yeah.
breathing. The air has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like Evo said, he uses one of those surgical masks. It's like that helps with just like your spit and everything like that. It doesn't necessarily like prevent particles from getting through, like you said. Because again, there's still also the sides of the mask where it can get through as well, because that's not tight up against your face either. So particles can get in there, around there, whatever. You can still get it.
Yeah. So
Don't let me lie to you either. I ain't gonna keep my mask up if I have to sneeze. I'm gonna pull that shit down, sneeze in my elbow, put it back up.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to
Oh,
wear a fucking snotty mask
Oh
around all
God,
day. Hate to
nah.
tell you, shit's dumb.
Also, Also, we haven't really touched on this yet, but masks outside in public areas.
Oh my god, dude! Saw a guy doing that shit today, and he wasn't even like. It wasn't even like your typical mask. It was one of the masks that definitely doesn't fucking work, and he was just chilling out in like the Menards lumber yard, like not interacting with anybody, not even close. And but yeah, like to your point, if you're
Mm.
wearing a fucking mask outside, not around anybody,
Oh,
what are you doing?
Dude.
no, hold up, no. But what's worse is what Rocket just said. Driving in your car with the mask on.
Oh
That
yeah.
okay?
I see that
That's
quite a bit in the DC area when I'm back home. Like it's fairly fucking common and it's so stupid.
Yeah, no, I see it all the time here in Florida. Like, what the fuck?
oh, this is an interesting too. My buddy Gerard, he brought up the point that a lot of college campuses, including his and mine, you're also required to wear the masks like while you're outside on your
Oh
campus.
yes, yep,
Oh yep.
same here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Unfucking like if you're just walking to class and not interacting with anybody, you've got to be shitting me.
Did
Yeah.
we lose Zook?
No, oh,
Uh,
there you go.
There you
I don't know what happened, but sure.
go. Oh. But
but
speaking of that weird shit that we see at COVID, remember when the COVID just started and everyone freaked out? Everyone took all your freaking toilet paper off the walls.
Oh, oh my
God,
fucking god.
I
started.
I remember I was working in the dairy department of a Wegmans, and this dude taps me on the fucking shoulder, and he asks me where the fucking sour cream is, and this guy's wearing fucking oven mitts, man. Fucking oven mitts.
God damn it, dude. Like I've
I
seen the
I
hazmat
couldn't,
suits, but oven mitts.
dude,
Oven
I
mitt.
couldn't. If I said a word, I was gonna laugh, dude. I just had to
Oh,
point. I just pointed where it fucking was. I just walked away. I couldn't. I didn't want to disrespect the guy, but holy shit, dude, that's so stupid.
Oven mitts.
Oven
oven
mitts.
mitts. Out of everything. What the fuck? It's like it's like early on, it's like okay, I could see like, those fucking rubber gloves, whatever, but fucking oven mitts?
D-
Oven mitts.
It was bad. And it wasn't even like the ones where you had the fingers. It was like the
Oh
mitten.
no.
It was like the mitten,
No.
man.
Oh my gosh.
Also, here's a question. Do you
Hmm.
think the people who like stocked up big time on fucking toilet, but like we're talking like probably bought shit, I don't know, 100 rolls. Do you think those people have run out yet?
No, not
Oh,
at all.
I would, dude. 3 times a day. Come on.
Bruh.
3 times a day.
What
Oh,
the
That's not a
fuck?
that's not a bad day though.
yeah,
Barracks food
it's
will fucking go right through me.
Yo, look, look at what Cake just said. I saw a guy wear a military-style gas mask into my
Whoa.
work.
doesn't even surprise me. Probably like
No.
fucking like World War I fucking hazmat
Oh my
mask or
gosh.
some shit for fucking mustard gas, and we're talking about like the cold, maybe
Yeah.
the flu. God
Well,
bless.
I mean, it's basically like the flu plus.
Yeah, but some people just never fail to. And I mean, you look at the state of the world. There are a lot of fucking idiots out right now,
Yeah.
and it's not hard to be surprised. And this is just like elevated, you know. And it's like you want to say that the world is in a good state right now, but you look at like how many fucking Karens there are, and
Oh.
combine that with COVID, and just so many fucking things. Like I want to have an optimistic view. I've
Mm,
always wanted to be like somewhat optimistic, but you look at the state of the world right now and just the dumbasses that inhabit it. It's hard to, you know,
yeah.
feel optimistic about the future.
I mean, I'm like, here's the thing. With time, those people are gonna slowly just like die off and just not exist anymore. So, I mean, listen, let's be honest. I don't think our generation is going to become Karens because we've had to deal with them. So, I don't think we want our children and our grandchildren to deal with those types of people, right?
I don't know. I think every generation eventually you have people that become Karens just because like times change, you know. Like people don't even realize that they're a fucking Karen because
Yeah.
if they did, they probably wouldn't be. But it's just like they seem so oblivious to the way that they're fucking acting. Like you've watched the Karen compilations and
Oh
shit. Like
my gosh, yeah.
they seem so oblivious of their behavior, and it's like incredible to watch. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, like I think it's like a general, you know, we finally have a fucking name for it. It's like, yeah, that's a Karen. Like we can put a name to it, but
Yeah,
I think it's been around for as long as time has gone
that's
on,
true. Also,
and I don't think
Rocket.
it'll
Also, Rocket, you do make you do make a pretty good point. Karens make Karens. That's pretty
change.
much
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
I feel
Uh.
bad for people who have to put up with that shit. And don't get me
Oh,
wrong, there are fucking plenty of male Karens too.
Oh yeah,
I
100%.
mean, it's a two-way street, but
Yeah. I mean, no. You know what? No. The worst thing I think is basically whenever a child has to apologize for their parents' actions.
my God, that shouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah. It's like that's like, cause the fact that your kid even knows better than you is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, really? Make cringe.
all
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna head off for a little bit. Chills is wanting to come in here, so if you want to bring him in, go ahead.
Alright.
But it's been a good half hour. Y'all
Yeah.
take care.
Yep.
Talk with y'all soon.
Yeah. See ya.
Later, space.
See ya.
Uh, Shows, we will bring you in here. Come on in. Just don't hit decline. Whatever you do, don't accidentally hit decline. Oh, he just, yeah, he just sent some pictures. I know you guys in this, wait here. Just that you guys
Hey,
in
what's up,
this,
guys?
hey,
What's
just
up?
that you guys in the stream can see this as well. Look at this. Yeah, that's a dude wearing a full-on gas mask. That's that's hysterical. Wow. That's amazing.
So yesterday I went. I had gotten off work. As you guys know, I work at Toyo. I had just gone off work. I went into a Walmart just to get a drink because I was thirsty. I was more thirsty than a zebra at a Sahara Desert at a Oasis. I was thirstier than a motherfucker. But I come into Walmart and there's like three guys wearing like nuclear outfits with gas masks, and that shit like scared the shit out of me. And they're like, I asked them like, why are you guys wearing like nuclear suits? And they're like, oh, because this shit's nuclear right now. It's just about to blow up even more. I said, oh shit. And then I called them dumbasses. But I think this COVID thing has gone too far, out of out of control. Um, I mean, yeah, it's a pandemic and there has been a lot of deaths, but I mean it's pretty much just like the Spanish flu and just the regular flu. It's just respiratory. People just take care of themselves and yeah, there's immune system issues, but that's the same thing. If you protect yourself, you know what you're dealing with, then you should be fine.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's, and I think a big thing, is now like a year later, is a lot of people actually know what they're dealing with, and we've learned quite a bit about it, and like people are getting like more, like people are now understand more and more about what's going on with it, you know?
You know, there's a lot of people who are saying this Corona and COVID stuff is all fake. There's not a doubt that this COVID thing is actually a real virus.
Oh yeah.
But what's scaring people the most is that the media and like all the news outlets, social media, the government, and all that, they're pretty much talking about it a lot more, and advertising the death polls and all these 6 cops just passed me.
Ooh.
I'm doing good. Luckily they're not after me this time. But I don't think COVID is as bad as what people are portraying it. It's just the media and everything, like I just said, is advertising it as the end of the world.
Hmm. Yeah, well, cause I mean, Lane, you can probably like back me up on this a bit, but it's like it seems to me, I'm like the media seems to love the scare tactic and they just love to scare people really, like
Let's talk about the media.
yeah, actually, that brings up a good point. Yes, let's talk about the media and what they love to do to us.
So I know I was talking a little bit earlier about having like a pessimistic versus optimistic mindset. And I think part of the reason myself and so many other people have, kind of a pessimistic mindset in today's world is because of news and media. Um,
Yeah.
you turn on the news for 5 minutes, and I guarantee you, whatever fucking story is playing, it isn't gonna be some feel good story. It's gonna be like, I'm not even gonna list examples because I don't want to perpetuate that, but
Yeah, it's really bad. It's usually pretty negative stuff.
Yeah, they take it out of proportion more than it really is. And then there's
Yes.
sometimes where I'm gonna give an example. I mean that's something really bad, but the times where you know, they talk about what's going on. I don't know if you guys seen them, like the airplane meme with like "Holy fuck, Bangladesh" or whatever, all that
Yes. Hey, what's up?
stuff like that. It's just crazy. Media is crazy. I mean, I know they're trying to do their job, but I think they should do their job a whole lot differently.
all right, you want examples, Gerard? I'll give you examples. Here's an
I would like.
example: police shootings.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
They
that's.
always make the officer out to be in the wrong, and I promise you, in most of those cases, it's justified. But they want to perpetuate the narrative: officer shoots black man, or officer uses lethal force. It's always some bullshit, and I could go so in depth about it, but I don't want to get too far into politics because I know everybody has a different opinion on that. Another example, it's always fucking political related. So again, I'm not gonna go super in depth with my examples here because politics is pretty touchy subject, of course. Um, but during the Trump era, you look at like fucking Jim Acosta, some of those folks, CNN, MSNBC, very left-leaning organizations attacking him, and the same could be said at times about Fox and Joe Biden, and it's always fucking negative. I would personally argue that it kind of depends who's in office, but that's my own opinion, and others would agree, or others would argue that it's the opposite, and it goes
Hmm.
both ways. But you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna get in some audience as well. So let's get in Blackout here. So if you just want to accept it. Alright. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Hope
Alright.
everybody having a good night tonight.
Yeah. Alright. So what are your thoughts, really about the media right now?
Alright. So I'm not super leaning one way or the other about politics. 'Cause this is the way I see things. This is the way I try to live my life. I don't have a set opinion because I'm not in everyone else's shoes. And if you can convince me one way or the other is better than the other, then I will be more apt to hearing you out. If I think that you're gonna tell me something and it's gonna be somewhat reasonable that I might be able to see your point of view, then I will definitely listen to you. So I try to keep myself as much in the middle as possible. Plus, it makes it way easier to see things instead of trying to identify as one thing or the other. But the way I see it is that the media has grown so much, mostly because of like the big boom of cable. Everyone had cable because we went from like the 3 TV channels you have on TV, and then everyone got cable. Everyone got cable, and then these media outlets had different TV shows, you know, and so they got a lot more influence because this is what you saw all the time. You always saw these news stations, these big news stations, and with this power, they over time, like there's an old saying, power absolute no there's power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And so when they have this power, they kind of started misusing it a little bit because of money, you know what I mean? And everything revolves around money. I mean, we all know that, especially when you look at things like the car community. Everything revolves around money, you know what I mean?
Mm,
And we all know that if you're into cars, this stuff ain't cheap. Like we all know that nothing, no good hobby is cheap, you know.
yeah.
But I think the big issue is that they think if they get their political points of view there, that they're able to get more money because that draws a certain crowd that agrees with that, and they think that's beneficial to them because they think they're going to get more money. But what the problem is that these big groups aren't seeing is that when you get political, you are immediately separating certain audiences from your content when you prioritize your politics. Because there are some people that might be on one side, might be on the other side, or might be in the middle that might have watched your content before. But as soon as you start making it a little bit more politically driven, and then those people that do see both sides or they see multiple sides, they're like, why would I watch this when you're going to get super political? I don't need that. I just need the news. And I feel like that is really what we're missing, is just news for news, not this person did this and then the other side is like this person didn't do this. It's like, just can y'all like agree to say the same story and then have a dedicated point section to tell us your opinion, because they put their opinion in how they portray everything, and that's on both sides. Like, I'm not even going to be picky about it. That's on both sides. I will definitely say that's true, that both sides do the same thing. That's why I try to consider myself more in the middle. But to go on to add on to that a little bit more, I think the age of the internet has definitely kind of exposed it more, because you see independent people, like actual people, doing things that the news used to do, you know? And I feel like that definitely opened a lot of people's minds and showed them that there's something else. Because before that, you just really went to the news and it didn't seem too political. But then you go online and you see these independents doing things like Steven Crowder or Tim Pool or the Quartering sometimes whenever he does his thing or whatever. Those are just some of the people that I think of. There are independents that give you the story and then give you their opinion on it. They give you as much of the facts as possible, and then they give you their opinion on it. And I think that is very important.
Yeah.
And that's just something that's the way I see it. Is that media, in the sense that we know it, is dying a little bit. So they're trying to get more people to appeal to them by choosing a side. But in the event of them choosing a side, they no longer have a certain group of people that agrees with them or wants to watch them anymore. You know, especially when people are getting out of their cable plans because they're getting so expensive, because less and less people are getting cable. They're going online for their stuff, and they're paying for subscriptions for these different companies that have all these channels and stuff, and that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think you basically nailed it. But
Yeah.
moving away from politics a little bit, I don't even know, but moving away from that.
Alright. Let me see. Because we're currently at, holy crap, we've been talking for almost 45 minutes now. God damn. So kind of to bring it back around to cars. Okay, actually, this is actually kind of good to bring it back around to cars. And kind of everything like that. So do you guys think, once everything is back to normal, do you think car events, like for example, racing cars and like drag races, are going to are basically going to get more popular in person again, or do you think it is going to stay a lot online now as well?
I think it's definitely going to be more in person because I don't think you can really enjoy anyone that enjoys cars knows there's nothing as good as being there in person. Like it's nice to see them online and see people post these things, but every car person, like anyone that goes to these events knows there's nothing like being there, feeling the feelings you have, smelling the fuel, the exhaust, like experiencing it with your body is almost like a surreal experience. Like the other day, or a few weeks ago, whenever I went to the car culture meet over in Pearland Town Center, I finally got to see an SVJ. Like that's like one of the best Lamborghinis I've seen or heard in my life. And like I couldn't like looking at the picture that I took, it just didn't feel as good. It just didn't.
Hmm.
Because I was there and I know what it's like to be there, what it's like to hear it, what it's like to smell it because they smell like fuel, whenever with the exhaust that comes out.
Hmm.
It's that the need to want to be there because it's so exhilarating because you feel it, you hear it, you smell it, you see it. And I think when certain places start to lighten up, like in Texas, it's kind of lightened up a little bit because we've already had a few car shows here and I've gone to them. The one in my city, my town square, was really big. Like they had some incredible cars. They had a Ford GT there. They had a LaFerrari there. They had I'm trying to remember what it was. They had like an RX-8 there or something. They had like a race car there. They had the not the SLR, like an SLS. They had two SLS S's. They had an AMG Black Series. Like they had all kinds of stuff there, and it was so nice to see all these people coming together and enjoying the same stuff. And I feel like that's like that big camaraderie that the car community has, is that we all share a passion to to feel what it's like to be around these cars. Like it was kind of cold that morning, but you didn't see anyone complaining about it. We just enjoyed the cars. It was awesome. It was a sight to see. It was definitely wonderful to hear it because they all sounded great because every car sounds great. Well, not every car, but you know what I mean. But I think when the lockdowns lighten up in other places, it's really gonna give it a big boom. I feel like there's gonna be higher um, admittance to like drag strips, to car meets, maybe even to NASCAR. Maybe NASCAR is gonna get a boost in people watching it.
Hmm.
Because some people have been locked inside in some places that they want to get out and they want to see these things and they want to enjoy it. Like NASCAR, I've never been to a NASCAR race, but I know from the people that have gone there that there's nothing like being there,
It's a lot of fun. No, it's the same with a lot of sports, but especially that. And like if you get infield passes, that's especially true. Getting to see like the pits and stuff, it's all really cool. I've done it twice now,
Yeah.
so would highly recommend if you haven't been to a NASCAR race. But
Oh, yeah, I
Same here.
uh,
definitely want to.
for sure. So anyway, last thing I'd like to kind of close on here
Yeah.
is we've put out a couple announcements over the last few days. Just gonna do a little plug real quick. We're looking for a new manager. We want to bring on somebody to the managerial position. So if you have any experience with graphic design, running social medias, please reach out to a member of ownership and we'll get you squared away. Just send over your portfolio, stuff like that. And that's all I've got.
Yeah. So I got. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has turned out to our second podcast. And then again, as we keep doing them, we will keep on improving everything. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thanks everyone for coming out, and we
Yep.
will see you guys around for the
Thanks,
next
y'all.
event, which is probably going to be soon. I can say that much. It's going to be very soon.
Yep. Take
So,
care, y'all.
alright, take care, y'all. See ya.